मटेरियल। आप यहाँ जो ब्रेक किया और इसको भी आप मार रहे हैं, ये दोनों में क्या डिफरेंस आएगा एक ऑब्जर्वेशन में? थोड़ा इसको सोचो इसको, देन यू विल बी एबल टू आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन। आप इसको मारा, हाउ दिस पिलर विल ब्रेक? इसको मारा, which will be easier to replace, this or this, this or this, कौन सा इजी होगा? थोड़ा जोर से बोलो। हाँ, ये होगा इजी टू ब्रेक और दिस विल बी इजी टू रिप्लेस। डेफिनेटली दिस विल बी इजी, इजी ना? पहले तो बोलो क्यों होगा ऐसे इजी? क्योंकि देयर इज अ सॉल्ट बेड हियर। आप जो जगह हमार मारा है ना, सीधा यहाँ से फ्रैक्चर डेवलप करेगा, ये पर टपल करके चला जाएगा, है कि नहीं? इसको जो मारोगे तो लगा हुआ है ना, ये छोटा चिप्स निकल गया ऐसे, मालूम है आपको? चिप्स निकल गया, फिर एक गया, एक बोरी में डाला, फिर मारा, फिर एक बोरी में डाला, फिर इसको मारो, सीधा ये पूरा उठेगा निकल जाएगा ऐसे। आप मेरे को अभी बताओ, if I do this same experiment here, how this will fail and this will fail? You don't understand my point? What I'm telling? हाँ, इसको आप मारा, आपको बोल दिया 20 डिग्री 30 डिग्री एंगल में फ्रैक्चर डेवलप करेगा। हाँ, थोड़ा गैस मारो। हाँ, वेरी गुड। ये जो कैरेक्टर है ना, आप जब डॉक्टर सब्सटेंस है, आप जब इसको डिफॉर्म करते हैं, उसमें इसमें फ्रैक्चर डेवलप करेगा या शियर जोन डेवलप करेगा। Why you know here the property, this is resisting, this is resisting, मैं brittle हूँ, ये it is no resistance, ductile हूँ, it is no resistance, मार दिया तो इन चला, because it cannot resist, because it is resisting, you have to do an effort in ऐसे 30 डिग्री एंगल में फ्रैक्चर डेवलप कर, because it is not resisting. So what happens, you know, suppose you have a strata like this, limestone, shale, sandstone, shale, यहाँ है आपका salt. You understand ना? Suppose you break, you press it, hammer it. Now if I ask you how they will fail, what will be your answer? मैं इसके पूछता हूँ, कैसे करेगा? How it will fail? How this will fail? Suppose you have a sequence of salt, sandstone, limestone, and you are pressing it. The whole sequence will fail by developing fractures. But fractures will be just a horizontal line in salt. But overlying rocks, follow this point na. The reason is this is unable to resist. This is ductile. It is a tendency to flow. इधर आप पुश कर देंगे तो फ्लो करके चला जाता है। This is the difference. But here it resists. No, I will not flow. I will resist your. If you go on hammer, I will definitely break. But 30 degree. This is the difference between a brittle deformation and ductile. This we have read in MSc classes. You know, brittle deformation takes place by which law? Hooke's law. Hooke's law. Resistance law. It's called resistance law. Friction law. Because it is resisting means it is putting friction over it. There are different names, you know. A brittle substance fails by brittle law, friction law. Different laws are there, you know. That is why these fractures are all inclined. But a ductile material fails, you know, because it flows. It is guided by flow law. It cannot resist. You follow this point, na? So this is the difference. तो आप कभी Suppose you have a sequence and you are pressing it, a horizontal fracture will develop. Material will start gliding, because this has no resistance. This has resistance. You see how much difference it is. To understand this part, na? Ductility has a advantage, over the brittle. Ductility because it is a flow material, so easily it can flow. Now, I'll just write down these things. Density inversion, ductility, so easy to flow. ठीक है? Now, suppose this is a salt, and you have these materials. Brittle material. So you are developing a here horizontal glide plane. Now this material, and here how it is like this. So this material क्या करेगा? बुझेगा? To understand this factor or not? So salt, what will happen to this salt? So this salt will be withdrawn. Salt will flow like this. So salt will be withdrawn. And placed into those fractures. Naturally, first lighter तो था ही. अभी ये flow करने लग गया. First it was light. It has a tendency to rise. Now it has a tendency to flow also. तो ये flow किया. So salt will be withdrawn from the salt bed and be placed inside the overlying rocks along the fractures. Now salt will be withdrawn from salt bed and placed inside the overlying brittle surface. ये बात अभी समझा कि नहीं समझा? कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं ना अभी? So this kind of emplacement of salt withdrawn from the main salt bed and placing into the overlying strata, this is called salt tectonics. How it is placed in the overlying rocks, how it is going up. Also known as halokinesis. Salt is halo. Kinesis means tectonics. Just a minute. Now जो फ्लो होता है ना, just a minute. White person. This salt flow, so it is flowing here, it is flowing like this, it is flowing like this. This salt is flowing within the salt bed or along the fracture. So what is right? Salt flow is of two types. So what are those things? Are removed. कोई difficult अभी नहीं हुआ ना so far. एक तो फ्लो ऐसे ही होता है. See what I am doing. और एक फ्लो ऐसे होता है. Two types of flow ना. That means the flow rate is higher here at the center. and boundary there is no flow or very little flow. In this case, one side is highest flow, the other side no flow. So both way the salt can flow. So this is, here you will get drag, boundary drag. Boundary drag. Here is the maximum flow. This is one type of flow. But here there is no boundary drag. No boundary drag here. But here only boundary drag. Boundary. Yeah? The maximum flow takes place here. Maximum flow takes place here. So there are two types of flow. So this flow is naming as Poiseuille flow. This physics you must have read. Poiseuille. Poiseuille flow. This is COUE out the flow. So here normal shear zones, they behave like this. Contact shear zones, they behave like this. But here the central part is maximum flow takes place at the center. So these are two names, given. The salt flow takes place by Poiseuille's flow, or both the things exist together also. Either one or both. Now here, can you just tell me? Here the flow will be maximum. Flow will be maximum. Flow will be maximum in case of a thicker tube or thicker channel. If it is a thicker channel, flow will be maximum. If it is a thin channel, there won't be any flow. Thin channel, little flow. You are understanding that? Because if thin hoga to, if it is a thin channel, there will be boundary drag. There will be maximum boundary drag, so flow will not be there, or little. If it is a thicker channel, or salt bed is thick, then flow will be maximum. Easy. Understood? No? So, what he says, suppose this is your salt bed, and from here salt is going up. Salt ऊपर चला गया है. The salt is withdrawn from here and went into the overlying strata. So here the material will be reduced. Amount of salt will be reduced here. So as a result, what happens? This layer, comes here. You go. So this becomes thin. And stop. Stop flowing. Once it is thin, it will not allow the easy flow. So this is called welding. Salt welding. Understood? So this is a salt weld. When the material is withdrawn, they come closer, so there is no more flow. Now this body is your, you can say, diaphragm. So depending on the shape and size of the diaphragm, and you can give a name called diaphragm. Diaphragm. Can you come doing it wrong? Yes, diaphragm. Understood? This phenomenon is diaphragm. The diaphragm gives rise to different size and shape of salt inclusions. Different size, different shape. Understood? So there is a classification. I will tell you. But this is called diaphragm. The salt material is withdrawn from the salt bed and placed inside. the overlying rocks. Now, just a minute. So you have third. One is inversion, density inversion, ductility, then divergence. Right. Understood now? Now I will show you one photograph, then I will tell you the fourth character. भूगोल मुझे नहीं आएगा ना फोटो का नाम फोल्ड कर लो depending on the computer right is not taking. For 2 minutes, this last one has some compatibility. तो दिया या सेलेक्ट कर दिया एक्सप्लोर करके next time you see, it is not taking the folder. So what it says, I'll draw it. No problem. To understand, you are from which place? You told Pondicherry. You belong to which state? Kerala. Okay. So sometimes I talk in Hindi, You are able to understand. You have learned Hindi in Pondicherry. Anyway, Hindi to. Like so what it says, Presence of salt dyes are well studied in a seismic process, seismic profiling of seismic profile. आप लोग seismic profile study करते थे seismic profile आप लोग study करते हैं तो what from salt मिला नहीं अभी मिलेगा देखना क्योंकि you should know how is actually solved look like. See Well, I had the file, but I am unable to show it. I'll pass it. I'll just send it to a mail.